Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
I hope to God it's him, because I can't imagine anything better than that.
What can I say except I choose you? Welcome back, everyone, to This Week in Gaming post-con version with Proxy.
And Sarah.
And Jeff. Except not.
Except not Jeff, because Jeff is asleep.
No, welcome to the show.
Good night, Jeffy.
Corey. Hello, Cork. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Hello.
Surprise, you're here.
Surprise. Here I am.
So some stuff happened this past week in gaming, and we're going to talk about it.
Yep.
That's what we do.
So, because you were gone for Friday, we recorded a night early. And because of that, I decided to include all of Friday, well, all the good news from last Friday, the 13th.
Oh, and what a great time it was. If you guys are not following YeahDude Gamers on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, you probably didn't get to see all the ridiculous tweets and Instas and Grams and book faces that were shared over the weekend. I met Stu Pickles. In all seriousness, though, I did get to meet Tony Oliver, who, for those that are old school fans of anime, he was the voice for Lupin III.
Nerd.
Yeah, he's a chill dude. Anyway.
You guys saw a lot of cool stuff.
We did. It was such a good time.
Kind of jealous, because I just sat here and took care of your dog.
But thank you for that.
Yeah.
So what happened in gaming while we were away?
It was fun. Okay, so this first one I'm including because it happened, I think, late Thursday. So I'm counting it because it's important. Mike Laidlaw has worked at BioWare for 14 years. And he announced last Thursday that he's leaving.
Oh, no.
Everyone
is leaving.
It's the year of people, like, finding their bliss or whatever. He said, in his announcement, "It's with a mix of emotions that I'm announcing my time with BioWare has ended. After 14 years and a chance to work on Jade Empire, Mass Effect, and all things Dragon Age, it's time for me to move on." And he was a writer, designer, and creative director for Mass Effect and Dragon Age. So, like, he's done the good ones. And I thought this was really funny because I remembered this name, and when I read it, I was like, wait, that's familiar. And I went back in my notes, and back in May, we talked about Mike Laidlaw.
Yes.
And the Dragon Age series, because there's since been an announcement from someone working on the game saying, yes, we're going to make a new one. We're working on it. Kinda. But before that was announced, Mike Laidlaw was like, well, I still have a job, and I'm the creative director of Dragon Age, so clearly it's happening eventually. And now he's leaving. Isn't that nice?
Wonderful.
Yeah, so that's comforting. I don't know. I mean, good for you for finding your bliss, I guess, but people have got to stop leaving.
People got to stop finding them bliss.
I know. They got to stop leaving these gaming companies and these really important jobs they have.
I think what scares me a little bit with all this, like, turnover, and this isn't necessarily directly in relation to this particular leaving, but all of the people that have been leaving AAA companies and moving to indie development, as well as the indie developers that are currently on market, and how cheap it has become to be able to afford producing your own game. There are a lot of them out there that have fantastic concepts, but this is a lot of what happened when with the video game crash in the early 1980s. I believe it was 1982.
Yeah.
But that was a slightly different thing because that was AAA developers, the big companies that were just turning out garbage because they're like, people are going to buy everything we put out on the market because it's a video game. And that led to the gaming crash because it was so oversaturated with crap.
Yeah. Which I think we're getting to that point.
I think we're getting to a point of oversaturation with indie titles, but I don't necessarily know that that's a bad thing because we've got some pretty creative titles that have come out and become huge hits.
Yeah.
You know, the FNAF series to begin with, which is, done to death at this point, but
it
was still a really good series from an indie developer.
The Amnesia series, Undertale.
Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Yeah.
So we've got a handful of really good ones. I'm sure there's just as many, if not a lot more, that are terrible and just fall by the wayside.
Those are the only ones we know because we don't leave the house.
It's true. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents on the situation.
No, I think you're right. It makes me worried that all these big people are like, I gotta go. Bye. Okay, so this one I found really funny, and I'm including it because it's relevant to my life. So there's a demo of Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch at Target, and people have been speedrunning it.
I heard about this.
They're speedrunning the demo at Target in the store. Isn't that so, like, dumb?
Why not?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do with your life?
The demo is this little, it's like a deserty land, and you just kind of run around and talk to these little dudes, and they're really cute.
I love deserty land.
Yes.
Except it's not like Assassin's Creed.
And so you run to go follow Bowser and Peach, and you basically do a level. It's like a mock of a level. And I thought it was interesting. There's 3D from up above, like Super Mario Galaxy. And then at some points, you go through a tube and you become classic 2D Mario.
That's fun.
Inside the wall, and he just, like, jumps over mushrooms and all that stuff. It's really cute. It's really cool, too, how they did the classic and, like, the new together. But anyway, people have been speedrunning this. And
I think posting videos of them speedrunning it.
Yeah, I watched a couple. The first fastest time...
Is it entertaining? Like...
A little bit.
Because I know you can't directly hook up game capture when you're in store, so it's got to be just like shitty cell phone video.
One of the ones I watched was really well done because the dude had just set up a tripod behind him, but some of them are just like cam videos of their friend holding it behind him.
Also, but like, let's be fair, cell phone videos are not so shitty anymore.
It's true.
Look at your phone.
I know, I can do full 4K if I want to.
Yeah. The first person to speedrun it at a Target did it in like 7.5 minutes. The fastest time so far is 5 minutes 28.
Wow.
Which is like no time at all. When I was watching it, it felt like an eternity. But whatever. But I found this funny because just last Friday, Jeff and I went to Target. I saw the Super Mario Odyssey and I was like, I'm going to try this out. I'm unfamiliar with the Switch controls completely, but I'm going to try to be good at a game. And I was just running around controlling Mario. I don't know if it was because those, like, demo Joy-Cons get beat up a lot from, like, 12-year-olds. But controlling Mario...
Let's be real, they're 22-year-olds.
Yeah. But controlling Mario was like controlling a boat on land. He is not easy to make him go.
Land yacht.
So I thought that was funny, but... Super Mario Odyssey releases next Friday.
I have to ask, because I haven't seen any of these videos. Were any of them like, do they generate a crowd of people in the store that are watching them, or is it like it's just me and I'm playing a game?
I have no idea.
I gotta say, I would absolutely watch someone in store speedrunning.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If they were like, "Hey, I'm speedrunning," I'd be like, "I'm there."
No, I can't say I would immediately walk by and know that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
but
if there was a crowd of people, and I heard speedrun, I'd be like, in a Target? That's awesome.
I'm in.
But I don't know, because most of the time it's just like someone filming just the screen.
Like, I'd be there cheering them on.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to go pick up Crash Bandicoot when it came out for the PS4, the Insane Trilogy, and I was sitting in the store because they were super busy with everyone else that had pre-ordered, so I was sitting there playing the demo while I was waiting. And this dude came in and he's like watching me play and cheering me on, and he's like, I love these levels, it's one of my favorite games. I was like, you want to go? And he's like, no, I'm having fun watching you. Keep going. I was like, sweet.
That's such an awkward moment, too, when you're playing something in public and someone just watching, silently just watching you play.
It was super chill. I liked it.
Can I be super
like
topic and just say...
That's what we do here.
Equally as unsettling, somebody watching you folding your laundry, which happened to me earlier.
Oh, it's so weird.
Are you methodical about folding your laundry?
No, but I had big ol' headphones on.
Like you do.
I was wearing my hat still, and when I wear my big old headphones over my hat, the headphones don't sit quite flat on my ears, so you can for sure hear whatever I'm listening to, at least slightly.
Yeah.
You can hear it. You can hear I'm listening to something very loudly. And this lady came up, and she said something to me, and I just, like, barely heard her, so I took a headphone off, and I was like, what? And she was like, oh, do you mind if I put my stuff here on the other half of the table, which I was not using?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Put my headphone back on and then continue my folding, and just felt the glare, like the stare at me. So I turned over every once in a little while, like just glance over, and just sitting there watching me fold my laundry.
That's super weird.
Yeah.
I don't want any of us to go to that laundromat anymore.
And I had already started folding my laundry. I can't just shove it all into the thing.
No,
Like, I have to leave. Shoves breadsticks into purse.
I have to go.
I have to go.
This
That's
just tells
so
me that there's a
weird.
market for a laundry folding simulator.
For sure.
Oh, God. And
Please.
For the Oculus.
pornography.
No.
It's super hard to control. It's like the Quap or Surgeon Simulator of
Laundry.
laundry folding.
Press P for underpants. So, more Switch news. Version 4.0.0.
Bless you.
Yeah.
The extra
Go on.
O.
I don't know. For the Switch, released this week, and it does some cool stuff. It enables video capture for select games, which I'll get into in a second.
Okay.
It allows the ability to transfer user profiles and save data to a new console, which I guess is a permanent thing. Like you can take your proxy profile, move it onto my Switch, but it moves it all. It's not like a copy. It moves it, and then it's forever, maybe? And it now supports wireless headset support. USB only, no Bluetooth. I didn't know they made USB wireless headsets these days that weren't Bluetooth. How out of touch am I?
About as out of touch as I am, because I didn't know that either. I just figured if it's wireless and it's a headphone, it's probably Bluetooth.
Yeah,
Right.
but it can't do Bluetooth because the lag and the weirdness.
All right.
I thought,
That-
yeah, I'm gonna have to
yeah.
look into that because that's interesting. The
The
games
technology I didn't know existed.
the games supported for video capture are Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, and Splatoon 2, which is basically all of the games that are out for the Switch except Doom. And Mario Odyssey will probably be added to that list. The video capture only supports the last 30 seconds of gameplay. So it's great for, look at that glitch that just happened, or look at this sweet move I just did. But it's not like the PS4 where it's like, hey, something really cool happened for the last 10 minutes. Let me get that. So that
That's
sucks.
fair.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have nearly the hardware that any of the
No.
newer consoles have.
No.
Nintendo's always been pretty good about working with not necessarily subpar hardware, but very much less than what everyone else is working with.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Nintendo really quick, not really Nintendo, but this made me laugh earlier. There's apparently an up-and-coming YouTuber named Curtis Combs, who is 36 years old. I don't know
King Curtis.
Huh?
King Curtis.
Is that who
I
that
don't know.
is? Oh.
I'm picturing it as King Curtis now, though.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'd be into that.
Because I thought that was a thing. How can you be an up-and-coming YouTuber at 36 years old? But he dressed up like a Pikachu and tried to jump the White House fence. And, like, immediately was taken out by the Secret Service
As you do.
and is now charged with unlawful entry. And he goes to court at the beginning of November.
Oh my.
So he didn't get very far, but I applaud his efforts.
It's a good effort.
To dress up like a Pikachu and try to get past the security measures at the White House.
So does that make the White House like the opposite of Team Rocket? They don't want Pikachu there?
I guess.
Yes.
Got that Pikachu out of here!
I guess. Oh, also, Nintendo. Jesus Christ, Nintendo. Calm down. Pokemon Go Halloween. I'm not familiar with Pokemon Go anymore. I don't even know what it is. But
It's definitely something.
I still see people playing it.
people do still play it.
Yeah.
Like
Very
crazy.
frequently I see people.
I don't know if this update has already happened or if it's just something that's going to happen really soon. I know that with Pokemon Go, they like to update things 2 minutes before they're appropriate. So Halloween is like in a week and a half.
Oh yeah.
And
It's coming up quick.
some data miners found a splash screen for the Halloween event for Pokemon Go. Shows a lot of Ghost and Dark type Pokemon from the 3rd generation. Now, Generation 1 and 2 are in Pokemon Go. Generation 3, not yet. And the fact that they included some Ghost and Dark types
From 3.
from 3
Hints towards.
probably means Generation 3 is coming with a Halloween update or soon. Which will actually, I think, get me into Pokemon Go again. Because that's my favorite generation.
Yeah, I'm probably still not gonna. But that's just because I don't have the time
I don't either.
to be walking
It would just
around
be
town
me
looking for
in
Pokemon.
bed, like, caught a Pidgey again. Also, a soundbite for Pokemon number 386 was found, which is Deoxys, which is Mr. Fancy Boy. Apparently he was from the 3rd generation. I missed that.
Okay.
Oh, wait, maybe he was, and I'm just remembering badly. That sounds about right. IGN.
I don't know. As we mentioned before, I dropped out after Gen 2, and then didn't pick back up until like Gen 6.
Which was like a 10-year difference.
Oh, yeah. It was forever. I was very lost, and I'm still very lost. But I'm trying to find my way in this brand new world of Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Got
Pokemon.
the Pokemans.
Oh, while we're on the topic, where is it?
Oh, out of Nintendo?
Out
Every
of-
week's biggest topic?
Pokemon.
Did they shut down the Unreal Engine 4 version yet?
Haven't heard anything about it.
All right.
So, questionably no? While you're looking it up, though, I'm gonna pleasure your earballs with this one. Great Detective Pikachu is apparently a video game. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not familiar
Yes,
with it.
yes,
but
it
you
is.
guys apparently are.
I'm familiar with this.
So,
I've never played, but
but you know it.
I know of it.
They are adapting it into a live-action film. Legendary Pictures is adapting it into a live-action film.
Wait, Legendary is?
Yeah! I knew you'd find this really funny.
Not funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I love the way that they go about things.
Oh, it gets better.
I know
But wait,
it does.
There's more.
I saw this and I'm so happy.
Did you see all of the actors they're considering for the role of Pikachu himself?
Please tell
I've
me.
only seen one.
Please throw
Okay.
this list upon me.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
I hope to God it's him because I can't imagine anything better than that.
What can I say except I choose you?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds!
Also, strong contender.
Strong contender, yes.
Ooh.
Mark Wahlberg. Please
Marky Mark.
Please imagine Pikachu with a bad Boston accent. And
Oh my god.
possibly the best option.
Wait, you want me to use a Thunder Shack?
Oh no! The best. Hugh Jackman.
Ooh.
Why the fuck? Why Hugh
Are-
Jackman?
Are these just like the actors they're considering
this is-
asking, or is this like
Yeah.
a list of actors that have already been like, yeah, I'll do this role?
They haven't even approached the actors yet to
Okay.
ask. They just said these are the guys we
Okay.
want, which is amazing.
Because,
I'm so
like,
happy.
I will be thoroughly impressed if all of those actors are like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll play Pikachu. Am I allowed to swear?
Oh my god, that'd be great. I don't know how they're gonna do a live action with Pikachu though. I mean, CGI these days is really good.
I mean, if you remember,
But-
like Hugh Jackman, Rise of the Guardians, as
oh
opposed
yeah,
to
he can do voice.
as opposed to
real
Hugh
good.
Jackman, Wolverine.
Yeah,
Then it makes a
or
little bit more
Hugh Jackman,
sense.
Jean Valjean.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Can you imagine? Okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme as Pikachu.
If you get like, imagine the voice of Pikachu being done by any of the cast of The Expendables.
Oh
Okay,
no!
I feel
Dolph Lundgren as Pikachu.
Jesus.
Morgan Freeman. as
Oh
my
Pikachu.
God.
no.
Picture with me, if you would.
Ash, I do not want to go inside my Pokeball. I'm not very good with the Morgan Freeman.
You're not,
voice.
So
but
it's
I'm
gonna
not.
be live action.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't picture anything in my brain except for, do you remember that one Game Boy commercial in the 90s?
Yes.
With the bus?
That school bus?
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yes.
anyone that watched that commercial immediately knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's
You're probably
all I'm
also
picturing
breaking
it
into
as,
tears.
like that quality.
That's what I'm imagining too. Like,
Oh, please.
CGI these days is amazing. They can literally CGI a human being in and you won't even guess. But my brain can't even fathom a human standing next to a CGI Pikachu and having
Right.
it look good. I
I don't
faith,
know. I've
though.
seen some renderings from many years ago where there was a concept of if Pokemon was produced by Square Enix.
Oh,
And wow. That's all I have to say
we'll
is
have to
like that would
check that
be
out.
pretty amazing.
I'm open to this. I'm supremely open to this. The only other name they could put on that roster is like Channing Tatum. And that's just because he's great. Oh, that is really cool. Proxy pulled up an image.
I did. And I mean,
I'll-
granted, it's with Charizard, so it looks like dragon-esque,
Yeah, he's very dragon looking.
which is cool and all, but I don't know. I think it'll be interesting because with characters like Pikachu, I feel like it's really difficult to bring them into a CG form without either completely bastardizing the character.
It's the more cutesy characters that...
Yeah.
Getting right into that uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I don't know.
So it'll either be terrifying or adorable, and no one will know until...
No one wants to give the kitties nightmares.
Nope.
Though.
I don't know.
That's the problem. As much as it would be a movie that would definitely draw all ages...
Yeah.
You know it's going to be geared towards Pokemon. Also, I really appreciate your voice crack there.
Thanks.
Had to point it out.
Speaking of which, though, I need Corey's opinion since you're here today.
I might have an opinion.
The Pokemon movie, the new one that's coming out that reboots Season 1.
I did not know about this.
Oh, we're gonna.
you clearly don't listen to our podcast.
The trailer later.
I don't.
So they're coming out with a movie that is going to reboot Season 1, essentially, but in movie form.
Right.
So it's not Pokemon the first movie; it's just Pokemon the beginning with Ash.
So.
And I'm probably gonna go watch it because it looks like it's gonna drive me to tears. And
okay, but we have to
Pokemon
binge
trash.
the entire first season first. Have you ever gone back and watched the first few episodes?
It's painful.
It's pretty
really
painful.
bad.
That's really why I want to go see the new movie.
I want to
because it hopefully won't be as painful.
First.
See, it's funny. A few years ago, my roommate at the time was super into Pokemon, and it was the only show we could agree on watching. So we binged almost the entire series as it existed at the time. It doesn't get better.
No,
it doesn't.
It's still pretty...
Like the quality is better, but the actual
sort of. I don't know. I'm one of the old folks there that without Misty and Brock,
it's just not
the same for me. Like, I don't know. That could possibly be because I just fell off of Pokemon,
right?
For a good while. But I'm also a big fan of James, so you know.
Oh yeah. Like, I think
first season James is good.
I think they've been a constant.
Yeah, they are.
The whole time, which is nice. Okay, let's move off for Pokemon because we could
get stuck
the whole time.
We could be there forever.
Okay, IGN, popular, terrible video game news source, and also terrible game walkthrough source, has acquired Humble Bundle.
Whoa. Who acquired Humble Bundle?
IGN.
Oh, duh. Oh, no. I mean, great for them, but oh, no.
At first I was like, okay, big deal. And then I started thinking, a news source just purchased a place where people buy games really cheap and have a pay-what-you-want system.
Mm-hmm.
Games that are coming out, games that are already old. I just feel like it's going to be messy with, like... you can't be an unbiased news source if you're the one selling the game. So that's a little messy. But IGN promises that them having Humble Bundle isn't going to affect the operation of Humble Bundle or IGN. So we'll see. Maybe it's just a business deal, but...
That's what they always say to start, though.
We'll see. That was a short one. Another short one. Xbox One got a faster, smoother dashboard and an update this week. Who gives a fuck? Because we don't have any of those.
Reading that over your shoulder because my eyes suck, it looked like it said Xbox One gets a taser. Significantly funner.
That's an update I'm into. I guess the navigation of the dashboard on the Xbox One used to be really slow and clunky and like gross, and now it's streamlined and better organized. I saw like a GIF of someone
did they
using
make it more like PlayStation?
It does look a lot more like PlayStation,
I just offended a lot of people.
But ugly. Like, I'm not against Microsoft or the Xbox One or the Xbox One X, but I don't have one, so I don't care. I'm just bringing you the news. Okay. This one was wild. I'm really sad that Jeff isn't here because Jeff loves this game. Gran Turismo. Cars.
Yes, I love the Gran Turismo series. Or loved the Gran Turismo series. I stopped after like 2, I think.
Jeff loves them all. It's wild. So Gran Turismo Sport released this week. Actually on Tuesday. And Taiwan Sony Interactive Entertainment. That's a mouthful.
Bless you.
Yeah. They offered the ultimate in special editions of a game. It came with an actual fucking car.
I feel like I remember that happening.
Yeah. I mean, it happened this week, so...
No, there was another... I don't know if it was another Gran Turismo release, but there was another game that released that... It might have been a Forza game.
I don't know.
It was one that you could get it and, like, get the special edition with a car.
Yeah. I don't think this is the first time this has happened, but it's the first time it's on my radar. Actually, I was reading... I'll get to what it cost in a second, but I was reading that, like, the most expensive thing ever was... Shit, what was the game? It was a game that came literally with, like, an underground bunker. And it was, like, 300 something.
I remember hearing about that one.
Yeah. $387,000 My Apocalypse edition of Dying Light. Only in the UK. Isn't that wild?
That's awesome.
That's more money.
I can't believe Fallout didn't get that idea first.
I know! That's dumb. Anyway...
I can't believe Bethesda hasn't opened up their own museum yet, like a Fallout Vault Tech museum.
Ooh.
I would be lured.
I feel like that would be an amazing attraction.
I would be lured into that immediately, and then the apocalypse would happen. And then I'd be an experiment. But it would work. It would fool me.
Gary.
So, okay. I'm not going to go through, like, the XK12 chair. I'm just going to say a thing, and a thing. I'll have all the details on our article about this later. Okay, so the special edition package, came with Gran Turismo Sport the game, a PS4 Pro, a PlayStation VR, 12 months of PS Plus, a fancy 4K TV, a fancy driving wheel, and a fancy racing chair, and a 2018 Mazda MX-5 with PS4 branding on the grille.
Ooh.
Which, actual retail price for all ghosts?
For all ghosts. The retail price is 37 cents.
Ghosts.
Get it.
Actual retail price for all of these things combined adds up to like $36,000 USD.
Okay.
The one person who purchased this was a collector. He paid 46,000 USD. It was like 1.4 million new Taiwan dollars. That's a lot of dollars.
All right, so overpaid is what we're getting at.
He overpaid by about 10 grand.
Ooh.
Which kind of sucks. Like when I was reading the whole package, I was like, that sounds worth it.
Do you know how many more PlayStation 4s you could get with $10,000?
I know, but he's like a crazy collector, so good
I mean,
for
granted,
him.
I'm sure like that car, maybe it's just factored in with the car not being its special edition.
I don't know.
Because that always...
That's
anytime
true.
there's a limited edition run of something that adds to the collector's value of it.
Oh, yeah.
So that
he could probably turn
one
around.
in particular will probably go up by well more than the $10,000 in excess that he spent on it.
For sure.
Which is kind of weird that the car itself isn't worth more than 36,000 USD itself.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm going to have to look into that because that math doesn't sound right.
I don't know why my brain automatically thinks cars should be more expensive than that when I'm like, I don't want to pay that much money for a car.
I would never.
Well, yeah, aren't like most general new cars like $20,000?
Yeah,
20 or below usually.
When if cars
I don't
like
drive.
No,
I don't know car shit.
When a car is like 50 grand, it's like, all right, why though?
Right.
Because
That's
it's
not
probably
like a normal
Mercedes or something.
Makes sense.
Yes. Okay, so I have our last thing, and it made me really happy. I learned about this earlier this week. So, Assassin's Creed Origins. In their trailer and ads, there's like an image of hieroglyphs that... Hieroglyphics?
Hieroglyphics.
Okay. Sorry, I've been out of school for like 7 years.
I've been out of school for a few days. Go on.
Yes. There's an image of hieroglyphics that happens in the trailers and in the ads and stuff. And this girl named Claire, Clazaranius on Twitter, being super into archaeology, went, I wonder how many of those glyphs are legit. I wonder how well this translates into anything, or if it's just gobbledygook that they thought would look really good.
Did it translate into "Don't pre-order me"?
No.
Like that
actually,
time that Homeland hired some people to do Middle Eastern graffiti.
Yeah, and it was completely the wrong language. Like, a quick Google search would have helped you there.
No, it was the people that were writing it knew how to write in Arabic, and the people who were doing the production didn't understand Arabic. So they're like, yeah, it looks like a bunch of terrorist words. And it was saying things like Homeland is racist.
Whoa.
And all sorts of crazy things against the show.
No, I was thinking of that Call of Duty game where they literally just went brown people language. picked that one. Let's go. And it was completely not even the right country, not even the right culture, not even the right language. It was
Gotta
really
love
good.
it when game companies are completely insensitive to
and
regions.
They don't even care. Okay, anyway. So Claire, and I did, by the way, I'll preface, I did get her permission to talk about this. She was totally cool with it. There's like a million articles about this.
Sweet.
But none of them said, like, we reached out to Claire. So I was like, I'm going to reach out to Claire and make sure it's cool.
I like that you do that.
I have to. She's just a person. So she went, I want to see how legit this is. I want to see how well it translates. It's going to be a lot of work, but I have all the books. So she did. She spent at least a few days trying to translate what glyphs she could conceivably see. And I have the translation. Good news, it does actually translate into words that make sense.
That's good, I think.
And yeah, they did their research. Ubisoft actually did a good. There's some markings that they clearly like fudged a little bit to make the graphics look good, but for the most part, it translates really well. So I'll have an image of the translation and the original image from the ad on our article about this podcast later, so you can actually see it with your human eyes. But
I love my human eyes.
The hieroglyphics translate into, Amun protect us, I give you offerings. May you travel the limits justified. May you consider what is beneath you to have value. May our descendants not send away your blessings. We work by darkness to serve the light. Nothing is true, everything is possible.
That's lovely.
It's spooky for sure. It doesn't seem to, I don't know anything, I don't know if it means something for the Assassin's Creed series, but I'm glad that it translates into
I think it seems on point,
something.
though, for Ubisoft because of how much legitimate history and historical fact they've put into their games.
Yeah.
Despite, like, you know, it's obviously played up for the assassin effect, but a lot of what's in there, like, even history professors have been like, yeah, this is, like, legitimate events that happen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I thought that was pretty neat.
I think it is really cool, because I feel like people get careless, and especially when you're a multi-billion-dollar company, you get careless, and you're like, why would I bother? Like, if you make Call of Duty games and you don't care what language you're putting in, you just get careless. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's
people love small shit like that, though. Like,
yeah.
Love it.
I like that. This is a good detail, and this is making me... I mean, I already super love Egypt. This is making me want to get the game even more. Mm-hmm. Because they're doing it really good. It's not like a game set in Egypt during old times, and it's a white dude that you play as.
Like certain movies?
Like all movies? That would be ridiculous. I'd be like, no. But it's actually really promising. But that was all I have for this week.
Can I tell you about my week in gaming?
Yeah.
My week in gaming, I don't game a lot, so my week in gaming involved mostly Animal Crossing. As it does.
Okay, so Corey is this week in Animal Crossing.
This week in Animal Crossing, my least favorite neighbor finally moved out. I'm so happy he was a clown.
Oh,
I know who you're talking about.
Not a fan.
Do you remember his name? It's
like, it begins with a P. I don't want to mispronounce it.
Peter.
No.
His name is Peter now. He doesn't matter. He moved out.
We've been calling him Pennywise because, you know, as you do. I also finally acquired many, many houses in my... there's a little showcase type area that you can go to, and you can order furniture from other people's houses, like actual people that you've street passed. And since I don't really go anywhere normally, I don't really street pass people often.
Right.
But I brought my DS to the Anime Con.
Oh, God.
Oh,
so
dear.
many houses.
Oh,
Proxy's got a picture. Yes.
Pietro?
Pietro?
He's for certain a clown. It's
He's
not actually
terrifying.
who I was thinking of. That is not who I was thinking of.
He's
I have a
terrifying.
dude that looks sort of like, more like a mime, really. And that's what I thought you were talking about.
No.
Oh.
But, wow. Okay.
Yep.
So do you have so many homes now because you street pass people?
So many. I have a lot of homes. I really love that feature. As somebody who has not played New Leaf until very recently, but loved the original Animal Crossing, that's probably my favorite feature in the game, is being able to go into other people's houses and, like, not even so much that you can order some of the furniture in their houses, so it's great.
But being able to see the
but
concept.
being able to see like how they've arranged their houses is really cool. Some people like are super creative.
Yeah, that is like a really fun little
Yeah.
thing too.
Used to love that with the first Animal Crossing. I think one of my favorite new features for New Leaf is, aside from like being mayor, which is kind of cool, but having Isabel there as your assistant mayor.
Yeah.
Because it
She
adds a
needs a
whole
raise.
extra.
Get her a
Definitely
raise.
does. Definitely needs a raise. But it adds a whole extra layer into it. Because like before, I felt bad if I didn't visit my neighbors, and now not only do I feel bad if I don't visit my neighbors, but then I feel bad when she's like, "I've been handling all your mayoral duties. Hope you don't mind."
Whoops. Also, by the way, I just like rode here on a train. Why am I the mayor?
Because you
It's
showed
an
up.
accident.
I thought that was really funny when I first started up the game. For the first time ever, I'd never played an Animal Crossing game, and I was like, "Why am I the mayor? I don't want responsibility. I want to farm stuff."
This isn't Harvest Moon.
I have been confusing those two series for a real long time.
So, before we wrap up, I did want to do a quick bonus round.
Bonus round.
Bonus round. So, it is about to be Halloween.
Yep.
So, can we talk really quick? Do you have a favorite horror game previously? And I know there's a lot that we haven't played, but of the games that you've played so far, do you have a favorite horror title?
I do.
What is it?
Until Dawn. That's
Really?
super predictable
It is-
of me.
you know,
it is one of my favorite games.
It has
but
that whole campy horror feel about
Yeah.
it, so I can get that.
Yeah,
I get behind
it's
that.
the only game that I can watch be played a million times.
Yeah, I can't play horror games.
Me
A,
neither.
A, I suck at games. B,
You're a weenie.
I'm a weenie. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy watching them a lot. I don't know if Alien Isolation counts,
Oh, absolutely.
but if it counts,
Then
there's that.
Yeah. Good one. A good game.
Soma?
Yeah. I was like, Terry Akers.
Terry Akers,
My
the
good
sexy
beef boy.
Terry Yeager's the game.
Yeah,
So
no,
Soma.
Soma would be my second favorite.
Very good also.
The Outlast games are good, though.
Oh, Outlast. Oh.
The Outlast ones are some of the first horror games I started watching.
Yeah. Outlast 1, Markiplier's
Yeah.
playthrough of Outlast 1. I was
I
like,
need to play that because
think
I haven't
yeah,
seen
like,
or played the first Outlast.
Oh, yeah, and it was free.
Yeah, so I
on
have
Humble,
it.
right?
I just haven't
Yeah.
played it yet.
Yeah, Leon
Same
used
thing
to
with
send me clips of it.
It's so good.
it
We'll
sounds
have
terrifying.
We'll have to do it.
See, I don't know where I fall with horror games because part of me feels like the world of gaming wouldn't be quite the same without the now abomination that is Five Nights.
Yeah.
Because it
'Cause
has played a big part for me for the last few years.
My
But it's
first-
definitely not up there on my list of favorite horror
No.
genre games.
I was incredibly tempted to say Five Nights at first, and then I was like, wait, no, I like the story, but the games, no thanks.
Right now, I'd have to say it's a toss-up. Because Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 3,
Strong contender.
because the storyline is incredibly deep, and the characters that you're fighting against are in that odd, uncanny valley of, like, seriously disturbing.
Yeah.
And I like that they've kind of dug into not just jump scares, which they did for Chapter 1,
Yeah.
but now they're pulling from the grotesque, like Silent Hill type things, where you can have something, like, hobbling at you, and it doesn't have to be fast, it
It's
doesn't
ju-
have to be incredibly deadly,
But it's
just that
whipping
it's
its head at
so
you.
unsettling
Yeah.
Yeah.
that you're like, I don't want to fight this. And the last time I had that was Resident Evil 4 on the PS2.
Oh, God.
Ages ago, when I was still a wee lad of a gamer, and I was playing between Resident Evil 4 and Devil May Cry 3, and they were very different themed games, although the same developer. And Resident Evil 4 was one of the first experiences that I had where I would come across something, throw my controller down, and go, "Fuck that, I quit. I'm not fighting that." Namely, the regenerators, because you
Yep.
walk into the mansion and you hear dogs panting, and I was immediately expecting zombie dogs, like Resident Evil 2 style.
Yeah.
And there were none. I just saw this big lumbering thing, and it started me with the whole, like, oh my god, what is that? Why is it walking so slow? And then his arms, like, launched across the room like clay, pulled
Yep.
me into it, his jaw dislodged, and then he bit my head off, and I was like,
Well, that's a thing that can happen.
your pants will collect human feces. So anyway, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Leave in the comments below. Let us know what your favorite horror spooky game is for the Halloween times. Let us know if we missed any, because God knows we did. There's a lot out there, and a lot of them we haven't played.
Yep.
I can say I'm starting to take no liking whatsoever to Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, and I hope that changes,
Oh,
because
no.
it's supposed to be super spoopy, but
I don't know if it's scary, but I
I
can
think it's mostly the fourth wall breaking.
I can really tell you, I don't know if it's going to get scary. I know it's not going to get better.
That's fair enough. I have to give an honorable mention, though, to Fatal Frame, because I've gotten so involved in the lore of Fatal Frame now when I'm playing it with Mark that, like, it's still terrifying. Mm-hmm. It's still grotesque.
Yeah. There's that unsettling feeling that
I
Fatal
feel like
Frame
I'm
gives you.
more involved in the story and the lore behind it than I am afraid of what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
But I love the mechanics in Fatal Frame where you are forced to stare at the thing that is scaring you in order to kill it.
It's against all,
I say kill lightly because they're ghosts.
They're already killed.
But so anyway, thank you guys for listening.
I wanted to say real quick, Extra Life is coming up in 2 weeks now?
Oh my god, it is. 2 weeks away. November 4th.
Freaking out.
And 5th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
You can go to bit.ly/YeahDude 2017-2017. I made a bit.ly. That would be nice and easy. And it'll bring you to...
We'll link that in the show notes.
Yeah. It'll bring you to an article on our website explaining what Extra Life is, where we do it, what we do, blah, 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 all that crap. And how you can join us and do all that stuff. So you should go there.
Main points being we're benefiting Boston Children's Hospital. It's going to be over the course of 2 days for 12 solid hours of live streaming. There'll be video content kind of interlaced in between our broadcast to tie everything together. We'll be having some guests over. There's going to be shock collars involved, so like you don't want to miss us putting ourselves in actual physical pain to help children, because like who doesn't want that? And we'll be having some time with drawing with our friend artist Joe Blay.
Yep.
Who will be potentially taking requests. Who knows? It'll depend on how he's feeling that day. But either way, follow us on the social media if you want updates for the schedule. We'll leave links in the show notes. And until next time, game on.
Till next time, I'm Wilfred Brimley.
I have diabetes.